by making unilateral public statements that were inconsistent with policy positions collectively adopted by the government. To illustrate, A, on or around 30th April 2024, the Cabinet passed a resolution for the evacuation of people residing along the Nairobi River. B, shortly after that, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua made a public statement opposing the Nairobi River riparian evacuation orders, which the Cabinet had sanctioned for public safety and climate change mitigation. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua made contradictory public statements despite being a member of the Cabinet and being assigned the function of superintending the Nairobi River riparian evacuation order. In addition, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has on several occasions throughout the last 2 years made public statements contradicting the President on critical matters of governance and the exercise of the President's functions as a symbol of national unity. To illustrate, in March 2023, at a public forum in the Nyanza region, the President said Kenya belongs to all, notwithstanding how people voted in the 2022 general elections, and that he would ensure the government does not discriminate against anyone. However, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, speaking after the President at another public forum, contradicted him by saying that Kenya is a company in which the provision of government services is based on shares. B, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has made numerous other utterances at public forums where he publicly restates the divisive narrative that Kenya is a company in which the rights of citizens are based on shares determined by how various ethnic communities voted in the 2022 general elections. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua's unilateral, divisive, and insightful public statements are impeachable offenses to the extent that A, they undermine the effective discharge of the national government's executive mandate, B, they violate the doctrine of collective responsibility, C, they are equivalent to insubordination of the President, which is incompatible with his constitutional status as the principal assistant to the President of the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, how do you plead to ground 2, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Ground 3, gross violation of Articles 6.2, 10.2a, 174, 186.1, 189.1, and the 4th schedule to the Constitution, that is, undermining devolution. Article 10.2a of the Constitution provides that devolution is a fundamental national value and principle of governance. In addition, Article 6.2 of the Constitution provides that governments at the county and national levels are distinct and interdependent and shall conduct their mutual relations based on consultation and cooperation. These provisions are supplemented by Article 189(1) of the Constitution, which provides that governments at each level shall perform and exercise their powers in a manner that respects the functional and institutional integrity of government at the other level. Under paragraph 7A of Part 2 of the 4th schedule to the Constitution, county governments are responsible for trade development and markets as an exclusive function. Moreover, the Deputy President chairs the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council, an essential organ for consultation between the two levels of government. On or around 20th September 2024, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, recklessly, unmindful of the high calling and dignified status of the office of the Deputy President of the Republic, unlawfully interfered with the running of Nairobi City County Government by holding a public rally in which he incited citizens against lawful directives of the Nairobi City County Government on the planning and relocation of markets. Further, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua publicly disparaged the leadership of the Nairobi City County Government and its decisions. Moreover, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has interfered with the proper discharge of county government's constitutional functions regarding alcohol control and regulation. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagwa's insightful and demeaning public statements and conduct are impeachable offenses to the extent that A, they undermine devolution, B, they undercut the functional and institutional integrity of county governments, C, they unjustifiably vilify and ridicule the leadership of county governments, especially the Nairobi City County Government. Consequently, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has grossly violated Articles 6(2).
Clerk, just a minute. I realize what you're reading is fairly long. His Excellency the Deputy President, if you may will, you may sit, and when taking the plea, you may stand.
No, Mr. Speaker, let me stand.
You may proceed, Clerk.
I repeat, consequently, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has grossly violated Articles 6(2), 10(2)A, 174, 186(1), and 189(1) of the Constitution, as read with the fourth schedule to the Constitution. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, how do you plead to ground 3, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Ground 4, gross violation of Article 161 of the Constitution, that is, undermining the institutional and decisional independence of judges. Article 161 of the Constitution provides that the judiciary shall be subject only to this Constitution and the law, and shall not be subject to the control or direction of any person or authority. Many international law instruments, treaties, and principles require the guarantee of the judiciary's independence and require all government officers and institutions to respect and observe it. In 2023, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, recklessly, unmindful of the high calling and dignified status of the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and the need to respect, protect, and uphold the independence of the judiciary, made a scathing public attack against the Honorable Lady Justice Esther Maina, Judge of the High Court of Kenya, and falsely threatened to file a petition for the removal of the said judge in gross violation of Article 165 of the Constitution. The Honorable Judge had presided over a case in which His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua was a party and had, in the lawful performance of her judicial function, ordered His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua to forfeit to the state the sum of Kenya shillings 200 million, which she had found to be proceeds of corruption and money laundering. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua's public attacks against the judge are impeachable offenses to the extent that they undermine the functional and decisional independence of judges. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, how do you plead to ground 4, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Ground 5, gross violation of Articles 3(1) and 148(5)A of the Constitution, that is, breach of the oaths of office and allegiance. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua's actions and utterances outlined in grounds 1, 2, 3, and 4 constitute a gross violation of Article 3(1) of the Constitution, which requires every person to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution. Further, the actions and utterances of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua grossly violate Article 148(5)A of the Constitution, which prescribes the oath of allegiance of the office of the Deputy President, that obligates the Deputy President to obey, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and all other laws. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, how do you plead to ground 5, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Part B, serious reasons to believe that the Deputy President has committed a crime under national law pursuant to Article 151(b)(2) of the Constitution. Ground 6, serious reasons to believe that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has committed crimes under Sections 13(1)(a) and 62 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act. Section 13 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act provides that it is an offense for any person to use threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behavior where the person intends to stir up feelings of ethnic contempt, hatred, hostility, violence, or discrimination. The section also makes it an offense to use such words or engage in such behavior when, having regard to all the circumstances, ethnic hatred is likely to be stirred up. Besides, Section 62 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act states that a person commits an offense when the person makes statements that are intended or are likely to stir up feelings of ethnic contempt, hatred, hostility, violence, or discrimination. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagwa's persistent, inflammatory, reckless, insightful public utterances over the last 2 years, the details of which are set out in grounds 1, 2, 3, and 4, establish serious reasons to believe that he has committed crimes under Section 13(1) and 62 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, how do you plead to ground 6, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Ground 7, serious reasons to believe that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has committed crimes under Sections 45(1), 46, 47A(3), and 48(1) of the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, and Sections 2, 3, 4, and 7 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. For the past 2 years, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has inexplicably amassed a humongous property portfolio estimated at Kenya shillings 5.2 billion, primarily from proceeds of corruption and money laundering. The value of the property and wealth that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has acquired over the last 2 years is incompatible with his non-legitimate income, that is Kenya shillings 12 million per annum or thereabouts. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has acquired the above-mentioned property and wealth using his 2 sons, Kevin Rigathi Gachagua, that is Kevin Gachagua, and Keith Ikinu Rigathi, that is Keith Ikinu, and other close family members and associates as proxies. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua and his proxies, especially the 2 sons, have used the following companies to massively launder money, conceal proceeds of crime, corruption, and benefit from influence peddling. Number 1, Spiritway Limited, PVT-Y2ULDMKY, date of incorporation 14th of September 2023, shareholders Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi, who is director, stroke shareholder, stroke beneficial owner with 100 shares. 2, Fortis Viz Group Limited, PVT-MKUMAKEE, date of incorporation 14th of February 2023, shareholders Kevin Rigathi Gachagua with 50 shares and Keith Ikinu Rigathi 50 shares. 3, Grand Bypass Apartments Limited, PVT-5JUZEKL8, date of incorporation 11th of January 2024, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua, director, John Mwai Madhenge of 7676931 as director, Peter Njoroge Regeru, number 4686103, director, Vipingo Beach Resort Limited, number C159289, shareholder with 1 share. 4, Kuruwitu Properties Limited, PVT-EYUBKG83, date of incorporation 26th of April 2023, shareholders Vipingo Beach Resort Limited, number C159289, as shareholder with 1,000 shares, and John Mwai Madhenge. Number 5, the Anansi Collective, BN-JRCG 76AG, date of incorporation 29th of March 2021, shareholders Keith Ikinu Rigathi. 7. Calvary Creed International Limited, number CPR stroke 2015 stroke 186-154, date of incorporation 16th of April 2015, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua with 50 shares, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi 950 shares. 8. Cosmia Venture Limited, number PVT-Q7ULE6Z, date of incorporation 26th of February 2018. Shareholders Herman Zoita Maina 200 shares, James Mwangi Kagodho 50 shares, Kevin Rigathi Gachagua 250 shares, Keith Ikinu Rigathi 50 shares, Irene Nyanjao Washira 250 shares, and David Kipkemboi Mudhamia 200 shares. Number 9, Cristo Kenya Limited, number CPR stroke 2009 stroke 4898, date of incorporation 12th of June 2009, shareholders Kevin Rigathi Gachagua 200 shares, Keith Ikinu Rigathi 200 shares. 10. Delta Merchants Limited, number CPR stroke 2009 stroke 4874, date of incorporation 9th of June 2009, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua 200 shares, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi 200 shares. 11. Vipingo Beach Resort Limited, number C159289, date of incorporation 5th of August 2008, shareholders Kevin Rigathi Gachagua as director, Keith Ikinu Rigathi, director, estate of the deceased James Nderito Gachagua, shareholder with 10,000 shares. 12. Rigathi Gachagua Foundation, number CLG-XXFXRG, date of incorporation 11th of November 2022, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua. 13. Dorcas Rigathi Foundation, number CLG-G9FV2G, date of incorporation 19th of October 2022, shareholders Kevin Rigathi Gachagua, Keith Ikinu Rigathi, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi, Nancy Wamboi Kang'ethe. 14. Heartland Supplies Limited, number CPR stroke 2009 stroke 4881, date of incorporation 11th of June 2009, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua, director as director stroke shareholder with 200 shares, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi as director and shareholder with 200 shares. 15. Karandi Farm Limited, number C94303, date of incorporation 25th of June 2001, shareholders Rigathi Gachagua as director, shareholder with 700 shares, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi as director and shareholder with 100 shares. 16. Morani Manufacturers Limited, number PVT-8LU7Q8GD, date of incorporation 13th of October 2021, shareholders Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi as director and shareholder 200 shares, Keith Ikinu Rigathi, director and shareholder 200 shares, Joshua Karianjahi Waiganjo, director, shareholder 600 shares, and Grace Washuka Mwangi, beneficial owner. 17. Mothers of the Land Limited, number CLG-55FD3B, date of incorporation 1st of December 2021, shareholders Louisa Njeri Wanjiro, director stroke member, Caroline Jepkemboi Waiyaki, director stroke member, Lucy Njogoine Mutegi, director stroke member, Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi, director stroke member. 18. Pioneer Medical Kenya Limited, number CPR stroke 2009 stroke 4910, Date of incorporation, 9th of June 2009. Shareholders, Rigathi Gachagua as director, stock shareholder, 200 shares. Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi, director and shareholder, 200 shares. 19, Rider Furniture Mart Limited, number C141876, date of incorporation 18th of July 2007. Shareholders, Rigathi Gachagua as director and shareholder, 500 shares. Dorcas Wanjiko Rigathi as director and shareholder, 500 shares. 20, Royal Crimson Ventures Limited, number PVT-LRU2QZL, date of incorporation 26th of February 2018. Shareholders, Kevin Rigathi Gachagua as director and shareholder with 400 shares. Keith Ikinu Rigathi as director and shareholder, 400 shares. And Peter Kangagi Githaiga as director and shareholder, 200 shares. 21, Technical Supplies and Services Limited, Kenya Limited, date of incorporation 6th of June 2009. Shareholders, Rigathi Gachagua as director, stock shareholder with 400 shares. Sorry, I said that again. 21, Technical Supplies and Services